The 22-year-old star has offered her theory on why NBA ratings have fallen in recent years and even offered a solution on how to raise them. The current season is seeing an average of just 1.4 million viewers across national stations like ABC, TNT, and ESPN, according to Sports Media Watch. This is a sharp overall fall of 18% from last season, with ESPN facing a 28% fall through November 21st, according to Yahoo Sports. This is a worrying trend ahead of a record-breaking 11-year TV deal which totals $76 billion for the 2025-26 season. The new deal nearly triples the annual revenue the NBA has with its current deal, with ABC and ESPN keeping the rights, but Amazon Prime and NBC Universal will now air select games after TNT lost their rights. WNBA superstar Clark, who enjoyed a stellar debut season last year, went on the New Heights podcast with Travis and Jason Kelce and shared her thoughts on why NBA ratings are down. "I feel like the average basketball fan just doesn't understand how good NBA players are and they think it looks like they're not trying," Clark told the pair. "I promise you they're trying, they're just so good." When asked for a specific reason for the decline in viewership, Clark mentioned the lack of physicality. "The physicality of the league has changed a lot," she added. "I wasn't around when it was much more physical and maybe people want more beef and physicality, and people think it's gone soft. But I think that's also because the skill has just changed. That's what's great about basketball, it's always evolving," Clark continued. "It's going to be different than when Michael Jordan played. It's gonna be different in 10 years than it is now." The 2024 WNBA Rookie of the Year also admitted that the NFL is just the U.S. favorite sport currently and the NBA is struggling to compete against it. "It's hard for me to put my finger on why it has gone down, and it's competing against a lot of football right now. You have to take that into consideration," Clark said. "Football is just America's favorite thing." The 22-year-old approved of the Kelce brothers' suggestion of a 4-point, saying, "I'd love that 4-point line. Let's do it. That's a great idea." NBA Commissioner Adam Silver, 4-point line. Clark's league, the WNBA, enjoyed unprecedented success last year when it came to their own viewing figures and attendance. A 170% increase in average viewers for regular season games saw the WNBA attract 54 million unique viewers in 2024. The WNBA restarts on Friday, May 16, while Clark will return to action on May 17 as she opens her season against Angel Reese's Chicago Sky. New Indiana Fever head coach Stephanie White has pledged to help Caitlin Clark manage the pressures of her superstar status as she sets her sights on a clear goal for the upcoming season. The 2023 WNBA Coach of the Year took over from Christy Sides in November following the Fever's playoff exit the month before, where Clark played a major role in helping the franchise reach the postseason tournament for the first time since 2016 following a sixth-place finish. It was just one of many achievements the point guard can boast from a remarkable year in 2024, where she was voted Rookie of the Year after setting new benchmarks for single-season and single-game assists, establishing a fresh rookie scoring record, and notching up the first triple-double by a rookie. With her meteoric rise, however, has come stardom like no other. While Clark appears remarkably level-headed and focused on the task at hand, White, a former WNBA player herself, is determined to help the 22-year-old navigate the expectations placed on her as a result of her record-shattering season. "Just being there to help her navigate some of the things she's navigating is something I'm happy to be able to do," the 47-year-old said on the Coaching You podcast. "I don't think that any one of us can understand what she goes through on a daily basis. She carries a heavy load with our league and with her abilities and her popularity. She's like Taylor Swift 2.0. So just being someone who's been a player in this league and someone who's navigated some of the things, not all of the things, but some of the things she's going through, and being a resource for her, will hopefully help." Despite also being hailed as Time's Athlete of the Year following her outstanding first season in the WNBA, White believes there is still room for improvement and has laid out her expectations for Clark as she sets her sights on winning the championship title. "She adjusted really quickly to this league, unbelievably quickly. And now it's about becoming not just a great player but a great leader for this team, so we can win not just a championship but championships," White expressed. The seasoned head coach, who returns to the Fever after her previous role as head coach from 2015-16, also emphasized the importance of Clark's development both on and off the court. "She's a great player, she's a high IQ player," White commented. "My first conversation with her the other day about X's and O's was like, well, how do you want to improve? And then we'll talk about how we want to do that. And then I talk about how we can use her and help her but more efficiently and more effectively in general." White has already begun her duties and is returning to familiar surroundings, having served on the Fever's coaching staff from 2011 to 2016, with the last 2 years as the head coach. Clark is set to return to action in the upcoming WNBA season, which kicks off in May, hoping to secure back-to-back playoff appearances for herself and the Fever. Caitlin Clark has opened up about her excruciating introduction to the WNBA when she ruptured her eardrum during the June 2 clash with the New York Liberty. The 22-year-old endured a dream debut season with the Indiana Fever that ended with her winning the Rookie of the Year award, having broken a number of records on her way to helping her side achieve its first playoff appearance in 7 years. But along with a difficult start on the court with the Fever, in which they lost 8 of their first 10 games of the season, Clark also found herself on the end of a nasty injury which would have lasting effects. "Somebody set a screen on me and I hit my ear just perfect on the girl where my eardrum popped and it ruptured," Clark recounted to Travis Kelce and Jason Kelce on the New Heights podcast. "I knew it right away because I've done it before, while tubing in a lake. It hurt so bad. That was my welcome to the WNBA moment." The game intensified for the Fever as they faced defeat against Liberty with a thumping score of 68-104, taking their season record to 2-9. Post-injury, Clark shared with journalists that the incident had impaired her hearing. "I don't want to explain it, it'd probably be pretty gross, but no, I feel fine. I can't hear great out of one of my ears," she commented afterwards. Despite the game's outcome and her momentary hearing difficulty, Clark has good news regarding her ear's recovery, 7 months on from when she first suffered the injury. "It takes months to heal," Clark revealed. "So after the season, the doctor had to go back and look and see if it closed, and if it doesn't close you have to have a minor procedure. But luckily enough it didn't close, so I was fine." In the time since her injury, however, Clark has enjoyed a rapid climb from successful college basketball star to Time magazine's Athlete of the Year at just 22 years old, symbolizing her relentless pursuit of greatness. She also became the most requested guest on New Heights, joining a stellar lineup of previous guests, including NFL legends Rob Gronkowski, Shannon Sharpe, Patrick Mahomes, and Hollywood stars like Arnold Schwarzenegger. In the world of basketball, comparisons can be as relentless as a full-court press. Every dribble, pass, and move is scrutinized, magnified, and often juxtaposed against someone else's. Angel Reese, known as the unapologetically bold Bayou Barbie, has often found herself in the shadow of Caitlin Clark, her on-court rival and media counterpart. Reese's decision to delete her Instagram after posting a bold New Year's Eve outfit reignited this narrative, prompting none other than Stephen A. Smith to weigh in with his signature mix of candor and metaphor. But does Reese's latest move signal a pivot in her branding or simply a young athlete asserting her individuality? In a recent episode of The Stephen A. Smith Show, the outspoken sports analyst delved into Reese's decision, using Clark as a benchmark. "I'm just saying that what's inescapable is that even though she's not Caitlin Clark, she's going to be reminded she's not Caitlin Clark with every good thing that Caitlin Clark does because that was her #1 nemesis in a lot of people's eyes." Smith's point wasn't to criticize Reese but to underscore how public perception often locks athletes into rivalries, shaping how their every action is judged. Stephen A. didn't stop there. He addressed Reese's calculated use of social media and how her decision to delete the post speaks volumes. "She is not dumb, she's quite a brilliant young lady, very smart, very accomplished. But when you take that into consideration, that means you're mindful of the imagery and the perception you're resisting or creating about yourself." His analysis highlighted Reese's self-awareness, noting that her mastery of social media has been both a tool for empowerment and a source of scrutiny. Caitlin Clark has often been cast as the golden standard, the sharpshooter with a seemingly flawless public image. Her brand resonates with perfection, precision, and focus, much like her game. Reese, on the other hand, has embraced a more dynamic and rebellious persona, leaning into her nickname, Bayou Barbie, and making bold fashion and life choices. Reese's New Year's Eve post was no exception. The Chicago Sky star wore a daring brown dress with cutouts and a high slit, accessorized with gold jewelry and a sleek black purse. While the post quickly went viral, it also drew its share of criticism, prompting Reese to pull the plug on her Instagram account entirely. Stephen A. contextualized this move, saying, "By pulling it down, clearly you felt there was something wrong with it that's going to be part of the judgment that comes against you, fair or unfair." But as the conversation shifted to Smith's personal perspective, it became clear that Reese's branding battle wasn't just about public perception, it was about navigating the fine line between personal expression and societal expectations. The conversation took a personal turn when Smith brought up his own fatherly instincts. "This is just daddy talking, okay? My daughters are fully aware daddy had better damn well not see an outfit like that on social media." Although he clarified that he wasn't judging Reese's choices, he made sure to use his comments to highlight the difference in branding strategies used by both stars that have shaped the narrative around them. In fact, if anything, his comments showcase the importance of branding for a player's image. Reese's outfit and subsequent social media hiatus may seem trivial, but they touch on larger themes of agency and image control. For Reese, whose career has already been marked by outspoken confidence and individuality, these moments are part of her ongoing evolution, both as a player and a brand. As Reese charts her path in the WNBA, comparisons to Clark and others will undoubtedly persist. But much like a buzzer beater, her decisions whether on or off the court carry weight, sparking conversations about identity, expectations, and the freedom to define one's narrative. Stephen A.'s words, part critique and part admiration, encapsulate the complexity of Reese's journey. Whether she's dazzling on the hardwood or sparking debate off it, Angel Reese continues to command attention, proving that she's not just playing the game, she's rewriting its rules.